What is up? It's almost Friday, but not quite. I traded Facebook this morning yet again after the earnings last night, and it was a really fun trade. There were a lot of people taking this trade in the morning, so yeah, I'm excited to just kind of get into it. It's not technically one of my typical trades, but we'll talk about it here. All right, so this morning, the SPY. I've got this level on the SPY at 451.14. Let me just show you where I have that from. Let me put these crosshairs back on. Let's go to the weekly, daily. Yeah. All right, so we've got this as set as 451. Let me get my pencil. Beep, bop, boop. Here we go. All right, we're in. We're in. Okay, here we go. So this little peak right here, this little guy, that little guy, this. It all ends up with about 451 ish. I have it set at 451.14. I don't know. That's just where I set it. So I'm looking at that level this morning. We're getting close to it. And in the pre market, we had sold off overnight back down to that level. So we sold off. This yellow line is that 451.14 level. And when I put my pivots on this morning, let's just bring those up really quick so you can see. With the pivots, you can see that my level of 451.14 lines up perfectly with S3. And when I have a perfect line of a manual lineup of a manual level and a pivot, I get really excited. So this morning I was like, yes, we've got both of these sitting right here. So I'm very interested in this area and what the SPY is going to do. And I thought because we were down at S3 and that sold off overnight, that maybe we would get some sort of bounce this morning. So I was more interested in a long position, and then I thought maybe later in the day I would maybe take a reversal somewhere, like maybe off of R3 or a range level or something from the top side of the SPY. So when I looked at Facebook this morning, let's bring that over here. So we had this huge sell-off last night, and a lot of people were watching this. And what I liked was, let me get rid of my pivots on this one though, because they're not necessary. Last night, when we lost this level after hours, this one over here from this range, and just slammed down. We came all the way through this range right here. And I'm thinking, now we're below it. I've got my level on this. I mean, if you wanted to draw all the way to the tip of the candles here, sure, we were basically at there in the pre-market, but I like this level a little bit more, 254.31, because it's kind of touching more candles. And if you look at this, you can see that it kind of like broke up or came up, had like a false breakout here, came down, a little bit of false breakout here, came up. So like you're getting more touches in this area, and I see like these little candles that broke out as just kind of like false breakouts. So I like the range in here. So 251.30 or 254.31 is basically for me the bottom of this range. And so what I really wanted to see was Facebook open with the SPY being strong off of S3, bounce, come up to 254.31, and then reverse off of that. So that's kind of what I wanted to play this morning. But I was just, again, waiting to see what the SPY would do. And what I was thinking as I was sitting there was, if Facebook sells off past the bottom of the level that it's at this morning, we've got all of these people here from last night, or like not from last night, but who after last night will be seeing Facebook way down here and thinking, crap, like I gotta cover this, I gotta cover this. So there's just so much value that was set here at one point in time that because we have sold off below all of this in the after hours, whoever is in here is going to be, down here trying to cover. So I wanted to play the short off of 254.31, but I thought, in the morning, maybe we'll get some sort of bounce after the open that I could catch like back while we try to get back to this range. And so that's what I wanted to play. And so to play something like that, I didn't really have like a huge level that I wanted to play it. I guess you could kind of like draw somewhere around here. I was really just going off of what the SPY was doing and the L2 and the tape on this one, with a bounce play back to the bottom of this range. So let's take it over to, the 1 minute. So you can see that it sold off in the morning, and the L2 was pretty stacked to the downside on the bids. And as we're selling off, SPY was kind of losing its level a little bit. And as soon as the SPY got back over that S3 and 451 level, Facebook, the L2 just started to empty out to the downside, and it started to print. And as asks came and they were taken, the price just kind of stepped up. So every time the asks came, it didn't push it down. And I thought, I think we're stalling here a little bit. We're kind of extended. We've had this huge sell off. Like the SPY is finally stepping back above that S3 level with the 451. And I'm just going to hit in for a long here. I was thinking maybe back to VWAP, and then I wanted to aim for the bottom of the pre-market range. And then I don't know if some unicorn happened after this further extension, maybe we would get up to that level that I thought about this morning. But I don't know. I think it's far too extended for something like that. If we had opened strong, maybe we would have pushed up there. But now we've got an ATR. Like I don't think today's the day for that top level that I was thinking of. But anyways. So I wanted to play like a bounce back, and I'll show you the SPY at that time. Let's bring it over here. You can see what I'm talking about. Actually, we'll just flip it on this screen. A little bit easier. Okay, so here's the 451 level with S3 paired together, right? So we're just kind of like chopping below it, but right before that we open. And when we open, we sell off. And Facebook is doing this. But as soon as we get back over this and it holds, that's when Facebook turns around and the L2 empties out. The tape looks really good, looks really bullish. And I was just like, I'm going to hit in here. I had three things go. This had three things going for it. I would have preferred a level as well. Over here on Facebook, I would have preferred a level that would have given me. I probably would have gone in heavier if it would have had a level. But we had the L2, we had the tape looking good, we had the SPY over its key level, and I was like, that's enough for me to take some risk on this. So yeah, I just wrote it up, partialed near VWAP. I took a few more partials than normal on this because it's sold off so much last night. I don't know. I don't normally play trades like this. So, what I really wanted to get up to was up here, and that's what we did. And I'll show you why I partialed there. We'll take it to the 5 and why it turned around here as well. So if you bring it over to the 5, you can see that in the pre-market, we've kind of set this range. So as soon as Facebook gets back up to here after the sell-off in the morning, it's going to be, probably struggling to get back up into here. And this was just kind of like a key level that I was watching. So I wanted to see what happened when it got to the bottom of this range. And I definitely partialed there. I only had, after that, I really didn't have very many shares left. So I was kind of just like waiting to see what happened. And this was also close to an ATR move up here. So, we got a full ATR, which is pretty incredible for a bounce. And then down here, I saw it kind of holding here. And so I hit in thinking like maybe at least a quick scalp back to VWAP, which I did. I partialed right here. And then I got stopped out. There were some huge bids that showed up. And as soon as it broke through those and the SPY lost its level, it just trended down. Yeah, so this is just, an example of, again, playing your stock with also the levels that are happening on the SPY or like a correlated ETF. It can help you when there's no level to play. Like for Facebook, there was really no level down here that I wanted to play. So I was just going off of L2 tape and what's the SPY doing? Is it holding a level? So we got this nice turnaround and yeah, got a nice move out of it. So it was a fun trade. A lot of people were taking it today in the chat and it was fun to be a part of this one. Hope some of you guys caught it and I'll catch you later. Peace.